3 minutes.
We're up to a 1-1. Make sure the board players
20 seconds. 15.
10.
10. Stand by.
Make it 4. 5.
5.
All right, we're in the teasers.
Live from Gahanna, WGLH-TV presents Lincoln Live.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm David Cremeen.
And I'm Evelyn Cahill. I don't know about you, David, but I'm so happy it's finally the weekend.
I know this week has felt so long, but I'm really excited for the choir concert this weekend.
Me too.
When you talk about heart and pride of the Lion, like this is the heart and pride of our school. Our kids work extremely hard. When I'm out at events for our school, Lincoln Live is there. When I'm out at events that are not directly connected to our school, but our greater Gahanna community, Lincoln Live is there. They tell the story not only of our school, but they tell the story of our community. And it has been the fabric and hallmark of what we have tried to portray every single day here, one pride, one family, and just continuing to bring about a sense of community. And the way that we've been able to do that is through Lincoln Live and the hard work of our students and teacher Mark Lowrie.
When it's nat sound, we've got to say to whoever's doing the time, sit on it for a few seconds and sing. We started with 27 students that first year in the TV program. This year, our latest numbers that I calculated were over 150. And so, you know, we used to have one class of intro. Now this year we have 5 classes of intro. We have over 100 kids enrolled in intro. We've got close to 50 kids enrolled in our sports broadcasting program. We have a film and documentary class. And then our bread and butter, it all starts with Lincoln Live. And so we have 20 really dedicated students who every day come in here and say, we're gonna make our school a better place. And they work tirelessly to do that.
Just gotta set up, and then you're right underneath the speaker, and we just take the audio off of that.
We love Mark. He is nothing less than amazing. The things that he is able to do in the classroom and outside of the classroom are great, but the one thing that sticks out to me the most is how he is able to push our students outside of their comfort zone. And that is the hallmark of a fantastic teacher.
To have a high school news program and to only reduce your role to one thing, to reporter, to director, to TD, I think that would be a disservice for a lot of students. And Mr. Lowrie's realized that, and he has us all do everything so that not only are we comfortable in the studio in case something like goes wrong, but we're also able to discover our own life paths.
Everyone's always like, oh, what do you do in the broadcast? Are you an anchor? What do you? I'm like, oh, so I do everything. We all switch, we all get to do everything, and I think that's a really cool thing to branch out, because there are some things like I would have never wanted to be on camera. When I started my junior year, I hated the idea of anchoring. Actually directing too, I was terrified of directing, but now it's like a second nature, and I actually really enjoy doing both.
He's not doing the work for them. He's not dictating the stories that they should tell. He allows them to use their voice and have some autonomy in the process, which makes it an even greater learning experience for the student.
Either get to her earlier or just short,
When they try something and fail, he's there to support them, but he's not, again, going to do the work for them. And so he is more than deserving, in my humble opinion, of being named the 2024 Teacher of the Year for the state of Ohio.
Run faster is our motto. You see it on our t-shirts, you see it on banners in the other room, you see it on the label on the trophy case, you see it everywhere. It basically means no excuses, figure it out, problem solve, get whatever you have to get done, and do it properly. And the kids now say it to each other. Somebody has an excuse, they're running behind, we're trying to get a show on the air, this kid's stressing out over something, you'll hear the kids all the time say to someone else, well, run faster. And so that has become a motivating thing, but to me, as much as anything, run faster is a way for the students to lead themselves. It just summarizes everything in 2 words, and it's really worked for us.
For sure.
Getting into this program helped me discover that journalism is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
I'm going to go to Ohio University to study broadcast journalism on the news and information track, and I hope to be a multimedia journalist after I get out of college. So this program from day one has set me up.
I worked in TV for 12 years. I went to Ohio University. All I wanted to do was work in TV, and after that first like 8 years, I started to question. You know, it wasn't as much what I did, because I loved what I did. I had a real problem with when I did it. You know, Mondays and Tuesdays off for 7 years. And I started volunteering coaching football at my old high school. And I loved it. I absolutely loved coaching football. And my old high school coach, Tom Kaiser, said, high schools are starting TV stations. You might think about being a teacher. And it had never crossed my mind. And so I went back to school and I got my teaching license and my master's. And I think my work in TV obviously prepared me for what I'm doing now. I think that experience and what I did in TV for those 12 years is probably even more important than the education courses that I took. But at the time when he first said, you know, maybe you should think about being a teacher, my first perception was, well, they don't make any money. How am I going to live? How am I going to have a car? I'm not going to be a teacher. And I think there's a false perception out there for people that teachers don't make a good living. I make a really good living. I have a great quality of life around my job. I work a lot of hours. I work long days. I work on weekends. I work in the evenings. I work over the summer. But at least I get to choose when I work those outside of the school day. There are a lot of people out there that are in their late 20s. They've been working for 6 years, 7 years. They're out of college. They don't like what they're doing. They're looking for something else, and they could offer a lot to education. But they don't see this as a viable path. And I think I'm proof that it is a viable path, that it'll be the best decision you ever made in your life. There isn't a major thing in my entire life that I've loved more than being in the classroom. From the words of my stepfather, Kurt Cruz, who was a 30-year retired choir teacher. Kurt's the one that said, Mark, I always look forward to Monday more than I look forward to Friday. And that has stayed true to me. So if people that are thinking about maybe making a career switch would rather look forward to Monday more than Friday, education is a great path.
Or we could make 2 VOs. How do you want to handle that?
He's always forward thinking and never wants to be stagnant. Our studio is designed the way that it is because of his vision and his ability to push us ahead in the future and not just be where we can be at status quo in the moment. So we are extremely fortunate to have him on our staff and working with our students every single day, because he has pushed them to be greater, not only in the aspects of broadcast journalism, but in life. Teaching them life skills and life lessons that will transcend the classroom and make our Gahanna community, but our overall world, a better place.
Sometimes when I talk about Mr. Lowrie, I get so dramatic about it, because he is genuinely meant to be an instructor, a teacher. He's meant to be an advisor to students.
He's built a community around Lincoln Live.
You know you can go to him for anything, really, and it's just nice to be able to do that, as well as he'll just have a conversation with you. We'll be sitting over there and he'll just come over and talk to us, and it's really fun, and it's nice to know that we're able to connect with him on a different level. That's not just, oh, he's my teacher, he does my grades, he's in charge of me. It's more than that, and I think that also really helps with our shows, being able to all connect as well.
It's like a father figure, honestly, in the school. You can come to him with your own personal life things, and he will help you. He gives really good advice, and he's always there to listen.
What I get out of this is that I get to be around great kids every day for a noble cause of making our school more informed, more entertained, and more enlightened. I've always told my students since the first day I became a teacher that when you leave here, if all you know how to do is TV, I've failed, because we're going to be together a lot of hours. And I'm going to give you everything I've got. And it all starts with teamwork and how you care about each other and building the relationships. I mean, if you look in the other room, I've got every prom photo from every class from the last 23 years hanging up there. You know, I've officiated 2 weddings for former students. I've probably communicated with 15 former students just this week, because I make a pledge to them that I will always be interested in them. Will Mr. Lowrie want to know that I'm getting married or having a baby, or that there's a tragedy in my life, or that I need someone, or I need a job reference? Will Mr. Lowrie still be there? I tell him the answer is always yes. And so it's all on the relationships, and it all starts now, And I don't look at it as it ever ends, especially at graduation, or I haven't done my job. It has to go on well beyond that.